Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Happy first of the month, Capricorns. Hopefully you all are having a great weekend so far. Hopefully you all are getting out, getting some sun. The moon has moved from Cancer to Leo, right? So a moon in Leo reminds everybody to go where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. So when the moon is in Cancer, since Cancer is ruled by the moon, it really kind of gives us the it increases our creativity, really. Cancer is a water sign. It's your polarity sign. And so it gives you this extra need for nurturing, right? But it's really not, it's like really nurturing yourself, like nurturing this feeling of maybe wanting to nurture your creativity. So you need that support around you of people who are going to give you that time and space to really pour into yourself. So that's really important, to have people around you to give you your space to kind of go into that, your shell. And so that's where you require that when you see Saturn, that boundary, enforcing boundaries. You need your space. You need to enforce boundaries when the moon is in Cancer, because that's a serious creative time for you and everybody, really. So if people are using that time to create negativity or drama or chaos and confusion, that's where you really want to double down and enforce your boundary. That's Saturn. That's where you want to get real serious about enforcing boundaries. So now that the moon is in Leo, the theme around moon being in Leo is the energy is youthful, it's fiery, it's focused on building confidence, creativity, visibility. It's a powerful time to plant seeds related to self-expression, leadership, heart-centered desires, especially ones that require courage and emotional authenticity. So think of it this way. When the moon is in Cancer, that's an opportunity to pour extra into yourselves, right? To kind of sort of set apart, like block off the day, the calendar for that 2.5 days and say, okay, I need to pour into myself. Don't have time to do all this other extra stuff. I need to pour into myself, focus on my creativity, then come out the house, let the sun hit you. Let the sun hit you. That's like sunbathing, sun cleansing, right? Because of all of that, what you've been creating, you've been getting all these downloads, you're trying to put things in structure in place. And so that's when you're like, whew, okay, come out, okay, do the cleansing, right? And recharge up under that sunlight, right? So you feel a little bit more confident, like, okay, I've created some things. I feel like I need to recharge up under that sunlight. Okay, now I'm ready to feel a little bit more confident about what I created. So I need a couple of days to recharge up under the sunlight. That's a very healthy way to recharge. So you deserve the best. There it is. Into it. That's your intention, setting an intention. So somebody may want to download a moon calendar. But again, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. General reading. So this cycle, we started out the cycle in a moon in Gemini. Gemini is all about duality, right? So you may have come in contact with if you're a high vibrating Capricorn, Source may have put you in contact with a low vibrating Capricorn to show you what other people may have an issue with in terms of Capricorn, to show you the low side of, like, show you the dark side of yourself, right, through another Capricorn, right? What other people may see, like, both of you all are Capricorns? You're nothing like that energy, right? Also could have connect you with your polarity sign, a dark Cancer, right? Dark as in low vibrating Cancer, right? So again, Source is trying to show you, visualize harmony so you can get structure in terms of, like, this pink right here connects us with love. So you can start making connections. You can start making connections on your own. So when you're closing out cycles, you can start making the connections. Some things you're not giving air to. Heart chakra connects us with air. Some things you don't even need to give air to. So for instance, if somebody says, I don't like Capricorns, some things you don't even need to giving the air to. You don't even need to give thought to it because they're not talking about you. They're talking about a Capricorn that they may have had a personal connection with. You see, not you. So somebody could be holding on to something that they're not even talking about you. So that means if you're watching readers and readers are saying something about a Capricorn, you're not taking it personal because they're not talking about you, right? So visualize harmony, release worry and welcome peace. Be comforted. The fears you have are not supposed to be yours alone to hold. Visualize your angels taking them from you, leaving you with only a harmonious peace. Sit in meditation right now and picture a bright light washing over you, evaporating all your fears. Then take a few deep breaths and picture what harmony looks like to you. So as you're getting structured, this number 4, this is where you're in, this is Emperor energy, which is first house, right? And you're thinking win-win, both in your sixth and your, both in your, like chariot, right? You're thinking win-win. And your feelings, both in your personal and your professional life, you're saying, I feel like I'm winning both in my personal and my professional life, and I'm getting things structured because I'm operating from a heart space. I'm making connections, right? Because I'm visualizing harmony, right? So when I pray and I meditate, because Emperor energy is prayer warrior energy. I feel like I'm a win-win. I'm in a win-win space, right? Because I'm making the connection. I'm making all the connection. Like I'm making all the connections in terms of love. I can see all angles of everything. Like I can see all angles of everything. Some things are going to apply to you. Some things are not going to apply to you, right? Because you're able to see the good and not the good. You can see how some people get along, some people don't get along with each other. You can see whatever you see, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, that kind of thing, right? But you deserve the best. That's all that matters. You deserve the best. That's it. That's it and that's all, right? Yeah. That's why you hear readers say, take what resonates with you. You're not supposed to carry other people's emotions. That's not for you to carry. It's not on your back. You're not supposed to carry other people's emotions. See? You've been getting it. Somebody's starting to get it. It's starting to click now. Your symbol is a sea goat. Sea, water, S-E-A, goat. You're not supposed to carry other people's emotions up the side of that hill. Just yours. That's it. Let other people carry their emotions. You deserve the best. Find out what your moon sign is so you can learn how to flush that stuff out every single day. That doesn't mean you're not supposed to have emotions for other people, but they get your overflow. They get your overflow, right? Relax, 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 relax. First red flag, pray and meditate. That's how you get stuff structured. Somebody is an incubus, right? So incubus obviously is a demon. Somebody could be operating in their flesh, right? So journal your journey. So who is an incubus? Who knows who's an incubus? Who knows? Incubus does not necessarily mean that somebody is sleeping with somebody. Somebody could literally be around, you could be around people who, let's say, let me give somebody an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say, for instance, let's say you're a guy who is friends with a guy. No, you know what? Let me give you an example. One time I gave an example on my channel. I was watching this YouTube. I think it was a YouTube Shorts of this billionaire, and he was saying that he was going to go into business with this guy. They were going to do some kind of a business deal. But he found out that the guy he was about to go into business with was cheating on his wife. And at that very moment, he realized he was not going to go into business with the guy. Because he said if he would cheat on somebody he lies next to, goes to bed with every night, that this person probably would have no problem cheating him, out of money. And that's how he was able to become a billionaire, right? That's, you know, so Source is saying this guy got the whole concept of incubus. You don't have to be sleeping with a person. We're talking about sacral chakra. That's an auric layer. That means being within that close proximity of a person. You don't have to be sleeping with the person to be in their auric layer to absorb that energy. Somebody is saying, I don't want to be in that auric layer to absorb that type of energy. Right? I don't want to reflect as water is reflective. I don't want that to have a reflection on me. That's what that guy was saying. I don't want that to be a reflection on me. I don't want to absorb that energy. I don't want people to think that because I'm with that person, I don't want to bring those problems home with me. I don't want to shake that person. Yeah, I'm not, you know, like saying, but that's what the interview said, right? So Source is saying you're journaling your journey. You're journaling that journey, your journey. So you're visualizing harmony in your prayer and meditation time. Prayer and meditation is going hand in hand. So you're doing crown chakra cleanse. You're adjusting your crown. So make room for a new blessing. Make room for a new blessing, right? So be patient. The answers are coming. So you could be around people who are around other people. They could be chained to people. It could be having a chain reaction. They could be around other people. They may not be a person who's an incubus, but they could be in a like it could be like a chain reaction because of the auric layer. They could be hanging out with people who, that could be their demon, if that makes sense to somebody. And it could be a reflection on them because water is reflective. So journal your journey. Your journey. So somebody could think that you're, let's say for instance, you hang out with cheaters, right? And you go home to your significant other, and your significant other's like, oh, I know you just like them because you hang out with them. And you could be the most honest, not cheating on somebody, man or woman, right? So make a list of pros and cons. You inspire them to heal. Follow your heart. It's time to expand your brand. Don't return their call. Oops. Message from your ancestors. Throat chakra cleanse. So here's some affirmations for your throat chakra. I speak my truth with clarity and confidence. My voice matters. I communicate with honesty and compassion. I listen with patience and express with purpose. Right? So singing is a way to get your throat chakra in alignment. Right? Sacral chakra cleanse, right? So you're starting to flush some things out of your system, possibly through your diet, through your, through your diet, through your, that's one way, drinking a lot of water, spending time near water, the people that you're around, adjusting your crown, those kind of things. Recognizing that all Capricorns are not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I speak very highly of Capricorns. I know the work ethic of a Capricorn. I know that personally, the work ethic of Capricorns. Hands down. I mean, like, I gotta laugh because as highly as I speak of you all's work ethic, I knew that there was gonna be one Capricorn that was gonna put a comment in my in my comment section one time that was like that they was a lazy Capricorn. I still think it was either a bot or somebody was just trolling in my comment section. So anyway, it was probably either it was a bot or it was a cross watcher just trying to be funny. But anyway, so make a list of pros and cons when you're thinking about that. But incubus does not always mean that you're sleeping with somebody. You could literally be like in a karmic. You could be absorbing someone else's karma. You could be absorbing just be like somebody could be kind of hiding up under your high vibration. It's like hiding under your positivity, trying to absorb your good your dharma, but you could be absorbing their karma, right? So people could see people could think that you could be like wearing their skin, and they could be wearing yours. So people could be getting the wrong impression about you because you're up under them. You could be hanging out with the wrong crowd. Like you could be thinking that you're making a good impression on people, but people could be getting the wrong impression of you, if that makes any sense. That has cost a lot of people promotions in the workplace, because you thinking, okay, I'm the good person in the group, I'm trying to make a good impression on my friends. But after a while, or whoever it is, after a while, or in the workplace or whatever, after a while people are like, nah, I need to, I'm trying to, I would like to promote Capricorn, but it's time to ground yourselves. It's time to ground yourselves. Capricorn's a hardworking person, but it's just kind of the company that they keep. Whoever you are, man or woman, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. So you find yourself working extra hard. So yeah, you visualizing harmony, not a bunch of chaos and confusion. Not a bunch of chaos and confusion, where you actually end up having to work harder, because it brings you down to a lower chakra. Like you almost have to go down to a lower chakra and almost have to be the person that just fix, help iron stuff out. You get to go out to the solar plexus chakra, find out what's going on, and then try to make the connection for everybody. That's just extra work. That's almost playing other people's gods. We're not other people's gods, so yeah. So again, you deserve the best. Raise your frequency, yeah. And some people can be ruthless, because they'll quickly tell you, they'll quickly bring out the worst in you. So free yourself. You're not somebody else's god, yeah. And they'll burn your money. They'll mess up your money. So Source is saying to you, financial independence, get on top of something. You're already on top of something right now, but free yourself. Free yourself. Then just get some rest. Just give it a rest. Give it a rest. Because something has already, two karmics have already lowered you and somebody else's money significantly and your self-worth significantly. So Source is saying, hey, look, free yourself and start seeing something from a higher frequency. Once somebody lowers yours and somebody else's money significantly, Source is like, that should be enough for you to say, okay, I need to get away from some energies. I need to get away. It shouldn't take 15 times to learn a lesson. Stop falling for the bait. Stop falling for the bait. Some people are just karmic. They are. And they'll go right on back to just having a good old time like nothing ever happened. While your money is just going down, down, down. Your self-worth and self-respect just going down, down, down. And so Source is saying you deserve the best. And so some people, misery, this is the term, misery loves company. Next thing you know, you just be broke. They'll move right on to the next victims. And you're working harder and harder to get back to where you were before. So, yeah. And so the enemy is busy. So, and that's their legacy. And so Source is saying, don't let that be your legacy. So Source is, you've been working really hard. And so Source is saying, Source is balancing something out for you. And recognize that Source has your back. This is the Lion of Judah. You don't need somebody else that thinks everything is fun and games to have your back. You're working on your legacy. You all are a pretty solid sign. But when two energies are working hard to lower you and someone else's money, that's when you work really, really hard to get to a place, and they think it's all fun and games, just to raise their money and their status and reputation. When people work really hard for to earn their money, to pay their bills, and they're ruthless with doing it, it should that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. A light should turn on. A light should turn on that you're not returning phone calls. You've already been an open book, gave people enough ideas. Yeah, so here we have the Seven of Swords here. Yeah, so right here, Source is saying it's time to close out something. Time to close out something. You're not returning phone calls. Some people are just shady. Here's the Nine of Wands. So I see you moving on and not going back to something. And like I said, some people are just determined to bring out the dark side of energies. They just determined to bring out the dark side of energies. And they think it's all fun and games. They put a lot of energy into being dark magician energies. Dark magician energy, they just determined to bring out the dark out of people. So I see somebody, like I said, you got a message to move on and not go back to something, and somebody is still determined to bring out the worst in energies, right? You know, just to make somebody feel worthless. So, but you hold the key. You hold the key to your vault door. You hold the key. People can only make you feel the way you, the power that you give them to make you feel. And that's it. So lift your head, whoever you are. I don't know who you are, but lift your head. Yeah. 4 of Cups. Let's see. Yeah, give it a rest. Yeah, give it a rest. Stop putting so much energy into something. All of this is energy. Money is energy. Whatever open book you may have said, that's energy. Yeah. Somebody doesn't look like what they've gone through. A lot of people don't look like what they've gone through. Yeah, a lot of people don't look like what they've gone through. A lot of people come out of the house, they don't look like what they've gone through. A lot of people think people are lying about what they've gone through. A lot of people don't look like what they've gone through. They really don't. And so Source is saying to you, whoever you are, is if you're allowing another human being to control how you feel, then they have won, whoever you are. So you deserve the best. Some people, that's their legacy. I'm telling y'all, that's some people's legacy. If y'all ever been working in some workplaces, that's part of some people's legacy. They love that. They love to determine people's worth and their value. So you have to determine yours. So you have to have an innate spiritual understanding that that's how just some people are wired, and how that's how they determine their success and their value. So yeah, about what they do behind people's backs. So we have a what they do behind people's backs to make them feel worthless. So somebody encountered let me see, hold on for a second. Okay, all right, so we're going to jump right back on in to your reading. We're going to jump right back on in to your reading. And again, it just speaks back to just knowing your worth and knowing your value. The more and more you give people the power to determine your worth and your value, and they feel like they have determined your worth and your value, you'll notice some people get really, really excited about it. Some people get really excited about it, that they have made you feel worthless. Because that was the goal to begin with, to determine your worth and your value. Because that's really a reflection of how they feel about themselves. It really is. Something about they want, that was the goal. That's how they feel. So that's a reflection of who they are. So, because misery loves company. People hear that all the time, but they don't really know what it means until you've been in the company of someone who actually gets excited. But when you go back and you look at just every single time you felt like you didn't need someone's help, or you didn't need them for something, they almost seemed like they had a grimaced look on their face, or They always seem like, or you felt like you were giving someone else a compliment, whether it was your friend, family member, anybody but them. It was an automatic competition. You know, it was always something where it just seemed like it was some kind of opposition. Somebody is just like, in hindsight, somebody is learning. When people want to be the center of your world. And a lot of people have had to learn the hard way. Some of you all have had to learn, if you are like co-parenting and you're getting back out in the dating world again. If you're like, for instance, some of you all have gone through a divorce. Looking at this justice card, some of you all have gone through a divorce, and you all may have back out here dating again. Unfortunately, some of the people that you all have dated have seen your own kids as competition. Like, they've seen your kids as competition. And you're just like, why in the world would somebody see your kids as competition? They're just kids. Yeah, then you know, you deserve the best. Your kids are not their competition. They have to go. That shouldn't even be that's a no-brainer. If somebody sees your kids as competition, they need to go. I mean, I can't tell somebody what to do, but I mean, no. So yeah, so somebody just has that sort of an opposing spirit, you know, that everything has to be about them, you know. So you're on top of something and you visualizing harmony, but that's their temptation, like that's their demon. That doesn't have to, you don't have to wear that skin. You don't have to wear that. You don't have to wear that skin, right? Because that's overwhelming for you. That doesn't inspire you. It doesn't really give you a chance to process, because it's always like you're rushing when you constantly hear you don't like somebody's in competition with me. You don't even get a chance to even process that. It just almost kills your spirit. It's overwhelming for you. It's just, like I said, you don't even believe in your dreams anymore. It just takes away from everything. It just puts you in such a low space. So somebody is learning that you always have to go back to being nostalgic. It puts you in such, you stay in such memory of the past. You don't even have time to even move forward. So it's just depressing. You're always in daydream mode. So something puts somebody in a, cause you to be in, like I said, somebody just feel like they were just manipulated. Yeah. So here we have, so I do see you thriving. I see somebody thriving. But again, I see you, like I said, you visualize just being in harmony. I feel like everybody wants to be places where you feel appreciated and not tolerated, no matter who you are. Personal and professional life. And that's what this is. You're not going to do an injustice to yourself, right? You're not doing an injustice to yourself. Whoever you are, it doesn't really matter who you are, man, woman, whoever you are. Somebody's a hardworking person. You want to be where you feel inspired. So that's what I'm seeing for you. Any more information source? Any more information source? Any more information? Yeah, so be patient. The answers are coming that you seek for whatever answers you're seeking for whatever. Nine of Cups. I'm seeing your wishes being fulfilled for something. Nine of Pentacles. I'm seeing financial independence. Three of Pentacles here. Somebody could be, things could be just kind of lining up for you in terms of just being being a part of a team. Right here we have the Ace of Cups that could be created for you. like being on a team, feeling like you're just a part of a team. Yeah. So things could be lining up for you. So that's what praying is about. You're praying directly to Source, right? What Source I feel like what Source is trying to get somebody to learn how to do is go directly to Source in prayer. Stop doubting. Like raise your frequency. Come out of the physical world. Like come out of the physical world and just like stop operating in fear. Like I don't believe it until I see it. It's like stop wavering. Just go right straight to faith. Like visualize through prayer and meditation. Whatever that's going to take. That means you're an earth sign. Get outside. Hug a tree. This fire right here means like, okay, I'm going to get out in the sunlight. And the moon being in Leo, get out. I don't know where people are in the world. Even if it's like daylight for a little while longer, get out in the sun. Get out in the sun. Right? Show yourself some compassion. Get out in the sun. Pray. Talk to Source by yourself. Just talk to Source. Just pray. Just a regular conversation with Source. Close it out. However you want to close it out. Yeah. If somebody wants something to end. Somebody wants something to end. Two things to end. So only you know what that is. You know, both in your personal and your professional life, only you know what it is. So that is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. So somebody has poured a lot out when it comes to something. So only Source could stop something. Only Source can stop something. Because I see you visualizing some kind of harmony. But it has to start from within. You're going to have to tap into Source from within. Yep. So here we have chanting. Yep. So. Here we have signs. So instincts are messages from the inner divine. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. So, yeah. So for earth signs, all earth signs, you, Taurus, Virgo, really need to really connect with being outside. Grounding, being outside with the elements. You need to be outside. Getting some kind of grounding in. Praying outside, just sitting outside, talking to Source, outside, praying, all of that. Talking to Source. That's where your clarity is going to come in. No music, just clear head, talking to Source, fresh air. So, what do you want? If you react negatively to the success and joy of others, it's a sign that you want more for yourself. So don't hold yourself back. Expand your comfort zone. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be, misery loves company. You don't want to wear that skin. That's when you're genuinely happy for other people. That's when you get inspired. You want to be around people who are not fake happy for other people, like genuinely happy, inspired. Shine bright. It's never a mistake to give of yourself. Some will take it for granted. Others may take advantage of it, but do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. Yeah. The door is open. So pure intention can open doors, and the universe can make the impossible possible. Believe deeply in goodness and watch the magic happen. Yep. So, alrighty. Exactly as you are. The one who is always dissatisfied with the present moment will never have a better future. Give yourself permission to feel content right now, right here, right now. So exactly as you are. Yeah. So make room. So create space to welcome positive change into your life. Let go of everything that doesn't align with the future that you are creating. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I have for you. That is what I have for you. Yeah, anybody, even my cross watchers, it doesn't really matter which your zodiac sign is. When you're around people who seem to get a smile come across their face when they feel like you're in a sad or down mood, those are not the people you need to be around. I don't care who you are. They see you sad and they seem like they, you know, seem to get happy when you're sad. Somebody will learn. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. But again, visualize harmony and be in your element. That's what I have for you. Bye.